Hello and welcome to the second episode of Knox Talent Meets. This is where we sit down with creative people, we hear their stories, then we give them a chance to show off their talents. Today's guest is an actor and a writer. At the end of the show, he'll be performing a monologue for us. And during the show, we get to hear about his book, PTSD, The Demon Within. Today's guest is George Morring.
KTM.
This is where Knox Talent meets.
Quiet on the set. Action.
Well, what's up, George?
Oh, how's it going?
Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
I've never told you this, but out of all the actors I know, you're probably my favorite.
Oh, well, wow. Thank
Yep.
you. That means a lot. I got goosebumps. Actually, appreciate that.
Seriously, you always do a great job. You're set a great example because you get up there and you nail it every time.
Oh, wow. Thank you. That means a lot. It really does.
And I'm talking about your acting skills. Recently, I know you did a student film, a Belmont student film.
Yes, sir. I did.
Excuse me.
The name of it is, I believe I can say it. I hope I can. Life of Emmanuel. I landed the lead in the film. I didn't realize I had the lead, so it's kind of fun when that was pointed out to me. I don't want to go too much into the story because I don't know what I can say and what I can't, but it's about a grieving father, that's for sure, and husband. And it's actually based on someone that the director knew, and I thought that was really cool. And that, here comes some pressure because, you're not just acting out of character, you're trying to actually be somebody that, this guy knows.
Right.
So it was really fun, though. I had a lot of fun on the set. Really good people. Good. When the days I was sitting in my car, I always try to show up early, and I had to remove the park, and I look up, and they look like a bunch of worker bees getting everything ready. I was so impressed on how quick they were doing it and how fast they were going. So it was really neat.
Yeah, well, I had the pleasure of doing a little extra work one night there.
Yes, sir.
And drove a long way. And I was so excited to see you in action. And then they had me sit with the back of my head towards your shot. So I never got to see any of it.
Yeah, I was like, man, oh well. But, I did make sure to know where you were on the set. So I could be looking for you. And I was glad you could make it. I was happy we could be a part of something together, and hopefully, this year. And I appreciate, can't thank you enough. I appreciate what you're doing for all of us, actually.
Yeah, well, hey, hopefully it comes back around.
No, I'm sure
we
it
need
will.
everybody to do a little bit, and we can make big things.
Absolutely. It's the only way you can do it, right?
I remember watching something you were in. It was kind of a short. You didn't have any lines, but you had a lot of film time. You were sneaking around and...
Yes, sir. That was another student film. That one's, I think, is always going to hold a very special place in my heart because it was a World War II short. The name of it is Red-Handed.
Okay.
And it is on YouTube. When I was auditioning for the part, I spent a whole 8 hours practicing a German accent, which was new to me. I've practiced other ones and never a German accent. And so 8 hours later, I'm strung out of the accent. And, my wife's off. It's the only time I have the help to do the audition, so I'll go through with it. And I told my wife, I said, if they pick me for this, they're probably on drugs. And I got picked. And, I couldn't thank them enough for it. But
were they on drugs?
No,
Okay.
absolutely not. They were not on drugs. But he said that he could tell I had some military bearing, and that's what they were looking for. But with that being said, it was a World War II short film, and we did it Veterans Day weekend, so it was the weekend before Veterans Day. So what better way to celebrate as a veteran than to be in a World War II short film, help these guys, trying to make a good grade. And, I've always wanted to be in a war, film, and so that's one off the list.
Yeah,
Win-win
that was
everybody.
fun to watch. If it's possible, I'd like to post it down in the description that way.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, anything that you're allowed to post. But then there was another one where you were a burglar. It was kind of a comedy one.
Oh, yes, sir. That was a fun one, too.
That was fun to watch.
These guys, they had some kind of horror thing out, and I applied for it. I didn't get it, so they emailed me later and said, you applied, but we shot that already. We'd love to have you on this one. And they sent me a link to what they were doing. And I watched it, and the first time I was like, okay, I'm going to have to watch this again because, I didn't really know what I was going to be watching,
Right.
so I didn't know what to expect. And I watched it again, and it reminded me of one of my buddies I was in Iraq with. He turned me on to spaghetti westerns and things like that.
What does that mean, spaghetti westerns?
It's just like slapstick comedy. It's
okay.
Stuff like
cowboys.
that. Yeah, and so I was like, I have to do this, and so I did. And the director, those guys were great too. He gave me pretty much free will at everything I was doing.
Really?
He obviously gave me some direction, what he
Right.
wanted and what needed to be done, but a lot of free reign. And
So your improv skills came into play here.
yes, sir, a little bit. And looking back, I was like, man, I could have done more, but for the time and. I guess everything felt right, but you can always do better. You can always do better. That's why I hate watching things I do, I guess, because I could have done that better. But
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, there is this show called Chrisley's Knows Best, something
Yes,
along
sir.
those lines. And I saw where you got to do something in there.
yes, sir. I made cut. I was background. I was driving the gingerbread golf cart.
Yes, they
Gingerbread
got
man
such a
golf
good
cart.
picture of that.
And I made a joke. I was like, I wonder if that's this is the wrong word, but if that's a racist thing because I'm a red hair, and they put me in the gingerbread man cart.
Oh,
you know,
gosh.
so
Oh,
I
that's
was
funny.
like, just jokes. But this Chrisley Knows Best, and that was great. Santa Claus was there. I was excited about that. Now, obviously, I was wanting to drive Santa, but they didn't let me drive Santa. I actually had a Santa jumpsuit on, so they didn't want to take any attention away from the
Right.
main man. But yeah, that was fun, and I made cut. It's always good, when you do any kind of background work and you make cut. And they showed me, and I can't. Chrisley Knows Best. Hey, thank you guys.
Yeah.
I can't thank you enough for that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, I wish I got to meet everybody, but I didn't. But that's okay. It is what it is.
Yeah. Well, I think this would be a good time to maybe talk about some things you're working on.
Okay.
What are some things maybe you have in the works?
Well, I do. When the pandemic first started, I started trying to do my own little podcast called Bo Knows Movies.
Bo Knows Movies.
Yes, sir. Bo Knows Movies. I grew up. Movies was my outlet. Some people had books. I went outside a lot too. Don't get it twisted. But movies have always been my thing. I've always enjoyed them. Something about it, they're just everyone's imagination being brought to you. It's Star Wars. That's why I grew up to Star Wars, American Werewolf in London, and Christine. All right, those were my three major movies growing up. I'd hear the Fox thing eating dinner. And, hey, that's Star Wars. I got to hurry up and eat. But so yeah, I've always loved movies, and I finally got to the point in my life where I could try to pursue acting as a career, or
Yeah.
not just as I'm going to do this because it's fun or whatever. So I can actually try to make something happen.
Heck yeah. Well, I know at the end here, we're going to have the privilege to see a George Morring monologue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And probably take one take. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to put the pressure on.
Hopefully it only takes one take. It's from Natural Born Killers is the one I'm going to do. That was when that movie came out. To me, it was a breakthrough in movies. What Hollywood needed at the time, and of course, it was written by Quentin Tarantino, one of my favorites, and directed by Oliver Stone. So you can't really beat the combination. And I think they did a great job. I was wanting a sequel, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. Now, I read some things. I don't know if they were true or not, but so I'm not going to repeat those on why there's not going to be a sequel. But oh well.
Yeah.
So all good things must come to an end. So
Well, let's take a quick break. Okay, so I knew you wrote, right?
yes, sir.
But today you brought a damn book.
Yes,
I didn't know
sir.
you had wrote a
Absolutely.
book. Tell us about it.
It's PTSD, A Demon Within. This is the censored edition. The first one I wrote has more cuss words in it than it
Okay.
does pages.
So you have a censored version and an uncensored
Yes,
version.
sir, absolutely. I've got paperbacks in both, and they're both online. You can get them from Kobo, Quibbit, Barnes & Noble, all those big-time things. It's out there. It's PTSD, A Demon Within, author George Morring. But the
That's
reason, yeah, yes, sir, absolutely. In the flesh. I was telling one of my buddies I used to bounty hunt with, I've been writing scripts and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, man, why don't you write what it's like, a day in your life? And I said, well, that's the dumbest thing I think I've ever heard, but I'm going to do it. And I did it. And my editor was wanting me to go into more details and make it this beautiful thing. And I told her, I said, I don't want it to be beautiful. And I said, I don't want to give any more stories. And she calls me the next day. And I think she read up on what PTSD is. And then she realized that, I was probably having to go back into some memories I didn't want to open up and blah, blah, blah. So I even asked her, I said, I take it you looked up the definition of PTSD. And she said, yeah. And she said, I'm so sorry. I said, listen, don't worry about it. I said, it's okay. I said, this is what this book is, kind of be meant for. It's meant to raise awareness. I guess I should have gotten right to that, huh?
But, that's fine.
So it's meant to raise awareness. And like I said, I didn't make it very long. I'll tell you a couple of the chapter names, I guess, real quick, give people a small idea.
Yeah, that's cool.
If it has chapter names, I haven't even looked inside the book in a while. Actually, it just hops right into my first foot patrol. And so anyways, here's one instance I want to tell you about because I'm going to mention it later. This event defined me as to what I needed to know about myself. Like usual, when I'm on duty, I'm bringing up the rear on my first foot patrol ever. So motivated. Let's go. We're barely inside the city when I turn and see a man with a bag of oranges. We make eye contact through my sunglasses. I turn back around to see what other people are doing in the city. Is there anyone on the rooftops? Is there anyone behind those windows? I'll call out to the man in front of me. Make sure you watch that building in front of us. Don't look at that robo. Look behind everything and check those rooftops. Laughing, he agrees and says, I'm on it. First off, I didn't question him or his ability. He's a driver for our convoy, a fellow Hellcat. Hellcat was our name of our platoon. I know his weapons are clean. He's not my driver, but he's been everywhere I have, I turn back around and the man with the oranges is getting closer. Not close enough to take action yet. I take a few more steps, but not many, my friends. I turn back around. This old man and his oranges are getting too close. Have you ever watched The Godfather? The Godfather reference with the oranges?
No, I'm sorry.
Well, Google it.
I should be punished for that, but yes.
You should.
I know.
But it's okay. You can keep your man card because of what you're doing, All right. I stop in my tracks. I no longer see the teenage kid wearing a black and gray Raider starter jacket in the summer, or the two women that were chatting in their little flea market space with the blue tarp. I'm no longer aware of what the driver is doing behind me, complete tunnel vision. Just me and this old man, dressed in all white, his red headband, dark brown eyes, long gray beard. His elbows are locked, his hands are bony. I can't read his expression. Is it, I'm sorry? Is it scared? Or is it just oranges? I'm screaming in my head, what the heck is in this bag of oranges? So anyways, that's
cool.
Just kind of
cliffhanger.
Right.
How dare you?
Get you in the city a little bit. Obviously everything went well. I'm here. Spoiler alert. Sorry.
How much of your military background do you think has affected your acting ability?
That's a good question. I think a lot because of discipline. If I'm told to be somewhere, they don't have to worry about me being there. 9 times out of 10.
Oh.
I've had a couple of hiccups.
Punctuality.
A couple of hiccups here and there due to babysitters or whatever. But I'm usually always there, and like I said, I always try to be there early. I like to get there early to see where I'm at. Got to be familiar with surroundings. Right. Kind of like a quick scout, if you will. So that's military. I carry a lot of the military in my everyday life, so I guess naturally it's going to come out in my acting or just be present.
Yeah, I see it definitely.
Well, thank you.
But it doesn't mean you're only having to play a military person. You could play.
Oh, no, sir. Yeah, I can. I like to think I can play anyone. I've played I've played lead detective. And I know that's still kind of in the military way. That was on Snapped, the Lorraine Hunter case, as a matter of fact.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. This is real. I love the Snap guys, man. They're real fun to work with. They're great people, man. They really are. Can't thank you guys enough for the film time.
What is the name of them?
Snapped. It's Jupiter Entertainment.
Yeah, Jupiter Entertainment. That's right.
Jupiter Entertainment.
Yes,
sir.
I've been hearing about them.
So anybody looking at getting into acting, you might want to look into Jupiter Entertainment on Facebook and see what it's like.
Yeah.
It's a good experience either way.
Yeah. Well, cool.
But yeah, the book's online. This talks about, it goes through some combat situations I was in to kind of justify why I put PTSD, why I'm jumpy, why I do certain things. I like to think there's a heartfelt moment in between me and my brother in the book. Not too many spoiler alerts though, but
Right.
so it's just not all,
Yeah, and you take part in raising awareness for PTSD situations, correct?
Well, that's the purpose of the book.
Yeah.
And I've made a short video. I can't do anything with it because I use Kid Rock's Only God Knows Why song in the background, but it was meant to raise awareness for 21. And it's in No More 21 because the stats are about 21 veterans a day commit suicide.
Right.
And, one's too many, and 21's
Cool.
just, that's not good. But when my book sells, actually will go to, some of the proceeds does go to Paws and Badges. It's a local dog training place. They give service dogs, military, first responders, all those come first. So
Okay.
I respect what they do. I like what they do, so I try to help them out. So that's what some of the proceeds of the book goes to.
Okay, cool. So if you
Right.
buy the book, you are
Right.
putting it to a good cause,
Right.
which is good.
Sorry, I went back to the book. Just try to throw it in there.
No, I love that book. You surprised the hell out of me. You just showed up. You're like, oh yeah, my book. And then I'm like, you have a published book.
Right.
You're like, oh yeah. I'm like, you have a published book. That's awesome. So
It
very
is.
cool. I think it's great to raise awareness as well.
Well, to me, I think PTSD is a word that's just thrown around too much,
Yeah.
and nobody really understands
Little
what
vague.
it is. And not only combat veterans get PTSD. I mean, it comes in all forms. But because it comes in all forms, that means there's different triggers for different people. And like anything in life, let's say you get blown up together in a Hummer, it's going to affect me differently than it's going to affect you. The only thing we have in common is the fact that we was inside that Hummer together.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I think it's broad and open enough that I think most veterans would agree that this is the most of us. But I try to keep saying in the book, this is only through my eyes, because I don't want to speak for everybody, because I can't.
Right.
But I think as a whole, most would agree. So that makes me feel good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's sad, but it's good that there's something being done about it,
Right, absolutely.
Well, cool. Okay, we're back.
We are back.
So I kind of cut you off when we talk about Bo Knows Movies, this kind of show project you've got coming up.
Yes,
Can you tell me about that?
Well, like I said, I had started it when the pandemic first happened, and I was going through 10 movies per show, giving you my takes on the movies and how I look at them, which might be a little bit different than everybody else's. So
That's good.
yeah, yes, sir. Try to make it as entertaining as possible. I guess one of the first ones I did said something like Top Gun taught us that it's okay to be a man and play volleyball. Okay, see, tough crowd here. That's all right. Another one, one of my takes. I'm trying to think. It's kind of hard right now because I've done a bunch of them. Well, I think you're just gonna have to check them out. People have to check it out.
Yeah.
Bo Knows Movies on YouTube, and see for yourself, because
Yeah.
I just drew a blank. I can't
No, you're
believe I did
good.
that.
So, well, pretty much like, I know you have some material on YouTube. What's your YouTube channel? Just
I guess you could find me under George Morring.
okay, George Morring,
Yeah.
and you've got the Bo Knows Movies series,
Mhm.
but you're looking to kind of
Yeah.
develop it a little more,
yes,
right?
Yes, absolutely. I'm actually wanting to come to you for help. There'll definitely be some greenbacks in there to keep you motivated to help me out.
Oh,
Well, time's important and time is valuable. That's the bottom line.
time is money.
That's right. Time is money. So you have to be compensated. Everyone should. Now, just since we're kind of talking about that, there's some people who don't think you should, don't like doing things for free in film. Well, my only advice is this, especially if it's a student film. these guys are the next Quentin Tarantinos, Oliver Stones, John Carpenters, all the greats. They might remember you, somewhere down the line.
It's true.
When they, if they get out there and they're doing what they're doing, and
it's a good point.
So, and then plus you get a reel out of it, and a reel is always going to be worth its weight in gold. So that's my only advice to any actors, even if you know or think, you should be paid.
We'll have a new
hundreds
slogan.
of dollars.
Free work is real work.
Well, hey, I like that.
Little pun there.
True. Yeah, that's true. I like that. I'm gonna have to use that somewhere. Maybe in another book or in a script.
I'm just a vessel. No, it's fine.
It works.
Yeah, with Bono's movies, you said that I'll be working with you, which I will. I'm excited to. I'm just really excited to get a nice set going for you. Something that looks you, goes with you, and we'll have different ideas.
Well, it's hard. I don't watch a whole lot of YouTube. I actually watch I'm Unashamed, and then I listen to just music when I'm driving through YouTube. So thank you, YouTube, for that. But so people have watched it, and a lot of these people have watched a lot of YouTube, and they're giving me feedback, and it's all been positive feedback and constructive criticism. And I've been taking it all to heart, and so hopefully, with your help. And
well, I really don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just spitfiring what makes sense in the moment.
Like I said, there's people I've asked, and the idea is if you can make money at it, why not try to do it?
Right. I think the more realistic idea is don't even try to make money with it.
Well,
because
but
just do it.
I mean, it's all for entertainment at the end of the day.
Right,
That's why I started it, because everyone's sitting at home bored. Nobody knows what to do with themselves for 2 weeks. Well,
Bo knows what to do.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I've been a hermit for 9 years. So easy. I can. So the pandemic wasn't.
You came out of your shell today.
Well, you got to get out every now and again. Yeah, I've gotten better about getting out, but. You have to look at where I'm at. I'm still within four walls. It's just me and you. I'm not around a bunch of people.
Right.
So it's comfort zone. It's good.
Well, Bono's movies is hilarious. Of course, once you've seen the movie and you hear your take on it, it is so funny.
Well, thank you.
So funny.
I do try to make
Can I
it
do the
humorous.
Hunt joke?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Please
so
do.
I want to do this because it's so funny. But if you've seen The Hunt, it's awesome. But he says, why would you take a bunch of rednecks, put them back in the woods? Just don't make no sense.
Doesn't
That's
make a lot of
funny.
sense,
That is
people.
so funny. Why would you take a bunch of rednecks, put them back in the woods, and then give them guns? What are you thinking? Yeah, so that's kind of like an idea of a Bono's movies take.
Well, one of my moments for sure.
Oh, man. I'll never forget that joke.
That's awesome.
So funny.
Thank you. You said we were talking about student films. I had done one, and going back when we were talking about Bono's movies, but it was one of the first times I ever had lines.
Okay, so this is your first line story.
Yeah,
I
my
want to hear
first
this.
line story. And so the first day, I just completely bombed. I'm horrible.
Because you didn't study your lines?
No, I knew my lines, but what I didn't have down, I didn't have nobody reading them back to me. And I haven't done I saw it, and I don't know why I didn't think about this before, but I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Brad Pitt has a little recorder, has the lines, and then he goes, genius, I'm going to start doing that, But so the first day, I just completely just bombed it. So, the next day, I know I have to redeem myself. And so I tell the director, I said, man, I'm sorry. About what as an actor, you're not supposed to apologize, but when you've done kind of bad, then you just own up to it.
That's a good, yeah.
Right, but it's bad for them. But but I told him, I said, I'm going to remind you why you picked me to be on your project. So I had a scene with just me with dialogue, and the first time we do it, the camera's not even on me; it's on the guy that's playing the psychiatrist. And after the take, the director goes, just like you gave me the compliment, you had goosebumps. He said, did you get that? And I was like, okay, redemption is made.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was different because, with it being my first lines, it was my break-in. And I was happy for it. I feel bad for those guys, especially the first day. I can only imagine what was going through their
Right.
through their
I just can't
minds,
imagine
but,
you bombing.
I mean, it was hard. It was a hard swallow. You know, I always try to be prepared. That's, you know, part of life. You know, be as prepared. You know, Boy Scouts, whatever. Just try to be prepared.
That's funny.
And,
That's a good one, like a first line story. Everyone has a first line story.
Right.
Well, I hope everyone gets to that point, you know.
right. Well, actually, my first line came from a great brother, and that was produced and directed by Willie Atkins. I'm good friends with him. I like to think. You know, a little bit above acquaintances for sure. You know, we've talked, and we talk a lot of movies, and he does a lot of movies. He does a lot of projects, so he might be someone you might want to look into out there. He's always kind of got something
his name
going on.
again?
Willie Atkins.
Willie
Yeah.
Atkins.
But he was actually my first line, and it was a one line, and I was getting the guy's attention. Hey man, it's Popo, we got to go. But so that was my first line, but that was fun. And the film's actually some of the actors. I just seen it on Facebook. It's getting an award at one of the film festivals, so you know, good for them. Great for those guys.
Right.
You know, I was glad to be a part of it. Obviously, you know, it was my first time being able to work with Willie. I'd met him before, and we were just kind of all talking shop. But like I said, I finally, I don't want to, you know, say it again. I finally got to work with him. You know, so and hopefully, you know, we'll be doing something in the future. But
Very cool. Well, do you have anything coming up?
well, I actually got something coming up here in a couple of days. It's just it's a photo shoot. I think
Okay.
for Braziers, or it's a restaurant. I forget how to say
okay.
it. Yeah,
That rings a bell a little bit.
You know, my agent, she surprised me. You know, threw me the email with it. Hey, you know, availability, and she submitted me for it. Thanks. Thank you. You guys are great. So I got that coming up. But as far as film, no, I'm kind
Well,
of.
go ahead, because we're getting short on time. Go ahead and
Okay.
shout out. I'll put anything in the description you want me to, but go ahead and shout out where we can find you, some things you
Oh yeah,
maybe
sure.
want to share.
So a great brother.
You got about a minute and a half.
Yeah, okay. Great brother. It's out there.
Great brother.
YouTube, you can find me. Red-handed. It's that student film.
Red-handed.
Stolen Lilies is out there.
Stolen Lilies.
You'll see me. I have no dialogue, but you do see me. And I'm trying to think what else is out there. You can briefly see me in the Madam of Purity Falls.
Okay.
That's on Lifetime or whatever. And you can follow me. You can find me on George Morring on Facebook, I believe is what it's under, and G Morring 3, I think, on Instagram.
G Morring
eyes.
3.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if I didn't call anything out, I do apologize. Kind of on the spot.
Well, if you think of anything after, I'll just include it all. where
Great,
people can
great. But
find
I
it, yeah.
appreciate every opportunity I've ever been given. It's been amazing. Every set has a story. Oh, you can actually see me on. You can't really see me, but I'm telling you, it's me, and it's on that HBO Lovecraft Country. Yes,
Oh,
first
okay.
season, second episode. As a matter of fact, I'm the guy pushing the wheelbarrow.
No, you're not.
Yes, sir.
I have
Absolutely.
HBO Max. I'm watching that today. Because I started the first episode. I wasn't feeling it, but now I have to make it to the second
I was
episode.
feeling it when I started watching it. But,
Well, we're going to have to cut
Oops.
this off.
cut this one off.
Getting
All
short
right.
on time. We're about to see a monologue.
Sounds good.
I'm looking forward to it, man. Thanks so much. Sorry I have to cut
Yes,
this
sir.
off. We could
Thank
talk
you.
all day.
All right.
All right.
Well, Wayne, I guess it's the same dream I've had ever since I was a boy. I'm Mr. Rabbit, little Santa Claus hat, bloody fangs. I'm running through the forest, eating all the other animals. Species killing species, all species killing all species, except you don't call it murder, you just call it industry. Murder's pure. You're the one who made it impure with all your buying and selling of fear. You can't get rid of your shadow on the wall, can you, Wayne? I am dark and anti-enlightened with Mal. Mal. You see, she was my one true salvation. Because only love can kill the demon. Well, Wayne, I guess you just gotta hold that old shotgun in your hand for the first time, for that moment of realization. Shit, man. I'm just a natural born killer.
KTM. This is where Knox Talent Meets.